Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Clary, and this is my other channel, the Oddly Bound Journals by Clary. Today I joined in with the Paper to Project collaboration with At Home with Gigi, and her name is Gwen, and she hosts this collaboration every month, and it's projects that you make using paper, and there's other many talented creators. We'll talk about that more at the end. Let's create. So here I got a manila folder, and I got that printout, and it's all stock paper that I have there, and we're just gonna cut them out, and they're all 8 and 1/4. Okay, so here, this is already a printout that I created. Okay, and it's so cute. I love it. And I'm cutting it out with my paper cutter, and I'm gonna be cutting out also some scrapbook papers, okay, that we're gonna be using, and I measure it out just to be exact, and it's 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. So I take all these scrap papers, and watch, these are the scrap papers that I'm going to be using. You're going to see this is the second page, this will be the third page, 8 1/4, 8 1/4, and then this one is the third page, 8 1/4 and 8 1/4, and then this is the manila folder, and that's also 8 1/4. Okay, so we cut all the papers that we're going to use. Those are just the clippings that I'm going to be using. Okay, now first you want to take, you want to take this washi tape, and you want to bind the binding of the the fold of the manila folder with something, because from opening and closing it, it gets kind of weak in the middle. And so I always like to take washi tape and bind it, or you could bind it with fabric. Fabric is the best. Okay, and then so after I bind it, I get this bag of ribbons. It says $4.99. I pay 50% off for all that ribbon. Yeah, so I paid $1.50 for all that whole bag full of ribbon at a thrift store, and they're all brand new. There I take it, and that's about 18 inches, 2 pieces. I cut it one piece, and then I cut it in half, 18 inches for each half. Okay, then I'm looking where I want my placement. We're doing all the preparation first before we do the actual book. Okay, so this is gonna be my closer, and so I take it and I get the glitter glue. Okay, because since this is so fine, you want to use something like glitter glue. That's a good bond. Okay, and it's not that thick, so glitter glue will be just fine to put down. I take it, and it's really dries really fast. You see my fingers are already sticky, and I didn't center it on purpose because I want it to hang high a little bit. So it's just a little bit above. It's going to be a little bit above the middle. Okay, see, you see how it's a little tiny bit above the middle. And then the next thing we're going to do, I think, is, no, we're not going to put the sheets down, not yet. Oh, we take all the cardstock, and we We browned them all up, yeah. And I kept biting and, and stuff. I always have problems with the corner rounder. I'm learning how to use it right. I don't know. I like using it upside down like that because I don't know, for some reason it cuts better. And I was told to cut 2 sheets at a time. But I don't have you watch me do it all. Same thing with this. I don't have you watch me do it all, but I want you to know that here, the manila folder, you want to ink all the edges in the inside and outside, okay? The outside and the inside, okay? Just in case you don't want that yellow to show. It looks ugly. I don't know. I mean, it's up to you how you want it, but I like it to ink them. And I ink all my stock paper too. And I take these envelopes and I also ink the envelopes all around. And then, you see the flap? I glue it to the back of the thing because I want this to flip. We're going to do like a little booklet. And that's the way I decided to do it. So then I mark the top and the bottom so it's centered. Okay, and then I take the other side, center that, and do the same thing. And those are just some envelopes that I got from Dollar Tree. They're really nice, and you get 10 in the pack. Okay, so there I take the one flap, put it down, put the other flap, and put it down. And this is, to prepare it because you're going to put cardstock over top of those flaps. So you won't even see that, okay? So that's done. Now I take these papers that I had cut, all right, and I designed them. I also take hot glue, and on the top edge, I bind them all together with hot glue. So you could just rip out the pages if you want easily. After I glue it, I set it to the side. Then this little paper was 1.25 inches. So I want to crease it right there at 1/2 inch, flip it over, do the other side at 1/2 inch. That makes the center be 1/4 inch, okay? And then just fold them over, just like that, as you see. And then we're going to be putting glue in the middle there and on top. And you'll see that here now. I take the hot glue, and then we're going to put it over top like that. Well, there, I'm smoothing out the bumps a little bit because the glue left a little bit of lumps. And here, be careful because that paper gets hot, okay, with the hot glue. You feel it right through the paper. My fingers are a little numb from doing all this crafting that I don't feel it. And then I just take a shoestring bow. Now here I mess up with the shopping list notebook. I forgot to add chipboard to the back. And you'll see what I do to fix that later. I didn't realize this until later when I'm ready to put the book in, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I forgot to put a piece of chipboard. And you'll see what I mean later on. Here I cut a shoestring bow, and I just tie it nice and tight, and glue it to the top of that. And there I show it to you. Then here are some little odds and ends that I'm going to be putting together. And since we're working with cardstock now I take my Bear glue, okay, because this is a heavy duty, thicker thicker glue, okay, and it's good for cardstock, okay, and it doesn't warp your paper all up. And then I glue the 2 tags because I want them, to be double-sided. And I forgot to even, after I do the hole, I forgot to put a piece of lace or ribbon or something there. I should have put in, and I forgot. Here's the crocodile. I make my hole, and then I put my little gadget in there, and then I snap it in, and there you go, it's done. Put that away to the side. Now I'm going to do my hidden paper clips. Now I forgot to cut the inside parts, okay? So I take a piece of the file folder, see, I showed it to you, the manila folder, and I cut it, I put it in, put the paper clip on top, then I take the manila folder, the other piece, and then I glue it on top, okay, the one that's inked up. Alright, and I put it just like that, and then the shorter side I'm gonna even it out, ink it up, okay, and then I'm gonna glue this little piece onto there, and there you go, you got a hidden paper clip. I'm gonna do this 3 more times so you can see, because I have the video speeded up. So here, once again, I'm ready to glue it, and I'm like, wait, no, I forgot the paper for the middle. See, even I mess up. I was rushing trying to get this done because I had 3 projects that I have to get done by Friday, and I wanted to get at least 2 of them, 2 videos done today. So that's the middle of the white cardstock I have, right? And I cut a piece, put the paper clip on top, and put the decorative stock paper on top, short side to the front, and add my little picture. See, like that? And then I cut the bottom and ink it up. See, and then there's a picture in the back of it, so it doesn't look like white plain paper. Alright, so here again, I take it, cut the white cardstock, fold it in half, put the paper clip on it, put glue, put it over top of the paper clip. The short side goes with the short side of the paper clip, and the long side of the paper goes to the long side of it. Then I put my picture on the short side of it and glue it down, trim it up, and there you go. That one's done. And I do it one more time. Cut the white paper, fold it in half, trim it out, ink it, take the white paper, put it inside the paper clip, there you go. Take the other paper, put that one on top, short side with the short side of the paper clip, the long side with the long side of the paper clip. Then you take the little picture, glue it on the short side, ink it all up, and voila, we got another paper clip, a hidden paper clip. Cool, isn't that? Alright, so now we're gonna start building this. So now I take my paper, my first piece, and I'm putting glue for the front cover all around. Glue it down. Make sure that the outside edge lines up. Don't worry so much about the inside edge because it's going to be covered with the washi tape. Here, I do the same thing. Glue down my second sheet of stock paper. Okay, and then anything that's sticking out, I just trim it off. Then I take this little pocket, and then I go there and bend in the sides, and only half on that side and whole on the other, and the bottom. There you go. There's my little double pocket. One there and one on the side. See that? And then here's, I'm gonna ink the middle because it left a gap. So then I take my bare glue, glue down the other piece of cardstock. See, we're constructing everything now after we did all the prep work. Make sure that you line up the edges really nice. And there's where I remember. I said, let me take this vanilla folder. It was a piece of the that we cut off, and I just cut it to the length of the notebook, and just glued it together and put it right there to the back of it. Here, I take a belly band, a paper, a white paper, and inked it up and just did a belly band. Okay, so we could put that on. And we're going to decorate that later. I'm just doing all the prep work right now. And then here, I just take a piece of cardstock, put the bear glue down, and we're going to cover the back part now. And there you go. It's laying down nice. And nice and smooth. Now I got these. These were the belly bands that I was supposed to pick one of them out. And I decided, oh, I'm just going to take all 4 of them. I like them all. And make little pockets in the back. So in a U shape, I apply the bear glue and make little small pockets in the back. So you can put your ephemera on there, or receipts, whatever you want to put. Okay? So that's what I did. And they're cute. They're all cute. I couldn't pick one. And see, I put all my little ephemera, and then I was like, oh, that one was too big. So I put all the little small ones. And then I even put a paper clip right there on the corner. Okay, so now we're going to start decorating. So I get my 2 cardstock Christmas books that I had here, the smaller ones. And I pick out 8 pages in total, okay? And I kept messing up on the cuts. And it ended up that I cut them at the end 4 1/4, okay? By 4 1/4. Because it was supposed to be 4 1/4 wide and 5 long, but I messed it up. So twice I had to cut this because I don't know what I was thinking. I was tired already, and I had to cook dinner and all that too. And I was thinking about that, and working the full-time job and running 2 channels, it's a lot. So there's when I cut it, and I cut them all wrong, and then I realized that when I measured, you see, they were too long. I did it backwards. So I went and cut it down to 4 1/4 and 4 1/4, I mean. And it still was too long. I still had to cut them all down the one side to be 4 inches because they were way too big. So they're 4 1/4 in length and 4 across, okay? And then it's after I round this that I realized that they were too big, okay? And I round all the corners, and I'm doing it 2 pages at a time, okay? That's why it looks like I'm not doing all of them, but I am doing all of them. And I wanted to ink them too, and I kept forgetting to ink them. You see, and I noticed that it was too long right there, right when I was going to glue it on. So I bring out my paper cutter again and just lay all of it, half of them and then half. And just cut off that 1/4 inch. And just do it that way. And then I round those corners that I cut. Alright, and here we go. I'm going to put it in, trace the bottom, because I'm going to put the glue on the envelope instead of, because of that B right there. I didn't want to have excess glue and end up closing it. So then I put that down, and then I forget to ink it, and I forget to also cut the circle. So I have to cut the circle while it's on there. And I was so nervous that cutting with the half circle that I would pull it out. And then your circle punch has a little line in the middle that tells you where to cut. And for half circles, when you want a half circle. And you'll see, I think I show you, I'm not sure. I thought I did already, but I guess I didn't. So here, you could have done another pocket if I wanted to. I didn't. I just put this here like that, and then decorate them later. Just a little bit. And just put a glue. And I didn't decorate them heavier because I didn't want this to be a chunky one. So there, see how I show, right there is where I showed you where the line is. Alright. I have my glue, put my cut piece of paper, cut my half circle again, ink it, and glue it down. And there, glue it down. The second one. And then I flip it, trace out that one, glue that down. And I'm gluing this all down with the bare glue because it's cardstock, and cardstock sucks up glue. So I like to use something more heavy duty like the bare glue. It's a little expensive, but it's really super good glue. It's a good glue to have, especially for paper crafting. Now here I'm going to start decorating things. So I take this little cutout and I put it there in the center. Take this cutout, put it over there. Put a paper clip right there, a smaller one. Then I put some hearts and snowflakes and a candy cane on there. And I put that berry and hollies on the other page on the other side, and then I put my book down, and then I realized it's empty over there, so I put a little snowflake and then a bow. Let's watch the final reveal now. Okay, so here is the final reveal. I normally don't do my final reveals like this, okay? So this is what it looks like, and you'll have a nice little bow on the side holding it together. You're going to untie the bow. Alright, and then turn the page. And the first thing you're going to see is your little pockets. I'm going to bring them up close so you can see them. You see that whole page? And then you just open. That's one. Open. That's two. Open. And then, so you see that there's pockets. I want to show you, see the pockets? You have a pocket here. You have a pocket here. You have a pocket here. You have a side pocket here that has a safety pin. Then over here, you have a pocket here. Okay. You have a pocket here. Okay. You close it up. And you have your shopping list. I'm going to bring that up to you. Can you see that? Okay, and you have a little paper clip. Then you can take your shopping list out, and you still have your little belly band. Okay, and that you can put stuff in here. Enough space to put a pen if you want. Okay. You just put your little notebook in here. You close it. And here you have little pockets everywhere. Pocket here, all around. Okay. And here so you can read everything. This one says pockets for plants. List all the little things. And then this one says filled by coffee and Christmas cheer. And then it says here, because Christmas is magical, but also a lot to manage. And then you have this one here. It says all things in one place. And then this one over here. This little tag here. Big plans, cozy nights, lots of lists, and Merry Marys. Memories. Okay? And you can put whatever. You can put receipts or whatever. So then you just take it and just tie it. And then, don't mind me. I'm fussy when it comes to bows. And when you tie it, nice and tight, and you have a little bow. Okay, so there you are. I hope you had a great time, because I did. I had so much fun making this. And see you on the next video. Bye. And don't forget that this is part of a playlist. It's a collaboration of Paper to Projects, Christmas in July. All right, and there's going to be a playlist down below with very many talented creators. Go check them out. And Gwen, I put her channel too. Check her out. She is an awesome creator. I love her. She's amazing. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. On Wednesday, I'm going to be having another collaboration that I'm going to be joining. It's an older one that I used to do a lot of collaborating with, and it's Wood Round and Wreath Wednesdays. Okay, check it out. There are amazing crafters there too, and that will be on 7 p.m. on Wednesday on my other channel, the Clari's Creations Part 2. So I hope to see you there, and thank you for watching once again. I love you guys. Without you, I wouldn't be anything. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Stay blessed. Remember that that's all for free. Please help my channel grow. I'm just starting this channel, and I'm hoping to grow as fast as, maybe faster on this channel than my other one. All right, so I love you guys, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye. See you on the next one. Stay blessed.